Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 15th talk in the Only One Theme talk series around innovation management. Today's topic is digital marketing, and the speaker for today is Madhuri Bogawat. Let me briefly introduce Ms. Bogawat before we begin the talk. Madhuri is the founder director of Crimson Cobalt Digital and heads the strategy creatives and business development at Crimson Cobalt Digital. She is a postgraduate in international marketing from Symbiosis Institute of International Business. She has worked with some of the largest national and international brands such as Zee Entertainment, Inox Leisure, Loop Mobile, Cimatron Technologies, amongst others, in a career spanning over 14 years. Madhuri has hands on experience in marketing ROI, brand communications, media planning, and buying, and PR and digital marketing, amongst others. She conducts conferences, seminars, and courses on a gamut of topics, including digital marketing, media, entertainment, business management, macroeconomics, solid waste management, and renewable energy sources. With this very brief introduction, I welcome Madhuri to the session and hand over the session to you. Over to
Thank
you,
you
Madhuri.
so much for inviting me, and it's always a pleasure to join a very, very enthusiastic and talented crowd. It's a tough crowd usually because all of them are so well aware and they know almost. So I always wonder, and compared to last time, I've made quite a lot of changes to my presentation this time because I thought there are going to be a lot of queries regarding AI and how AI will affect digital marketing. So that is one segment that I have included. But uh, I have a presentation which I have created specially for the venture center participants, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the presentation, and in case you'd like, you can ask me questions, or maybe what do you suggest? Do you suggest we keep the questions for the last?
Yes, normally everyone types it in the chat box and we take it in the end.
Okay. All right. Okay. So should we start?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. So all of us are aware there are few main things which are included in digital marketing. One, of course, being social media, website optimization. You have paid campaigns, content marketing. Content marketing is going to be extremely important, and I'm going to tell you why. And of course, email marketing. So outside of these, whatever is included, for example, your influencer marketing, or you may have AdSense, you may have other aspects such as AI driven content, etc. All of that is going to be secondary. What is critical, all of these things are critical. If you have a strong presence on all of these, or if you're doing a very good digital marketing strategy around these points, then there is very little that needs to be done beyond that. Yeah, but of course there's scope for optimization. So as much as you are able to optimize, let's look at some of the ways you can work on getting these. Our focus today for the entire presentation is going to be how do we ensure that as startups we get to work on these ourselves, or we are able to look at it from a startup point of view. Most of you would have very little budget and you may want to do all of these activities yourself. So the focus is going to be to do a DIY. And if you're not able to do a DIY, then where is it that you can take help from experts? Yeah. First, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at each of these aspects, and we have tried to answer. So, for example, we all know what is social media. I don't need to tell any one of you what social media is. Our attempt is to answer some of the most common questions surrounding each of these platforms, which means that you would know website, but what are the ways you can optimize the website, or what are the quick fix tools that you can use? Similarly, for all of these. Yeah. Okay. Some of the biggest questions that we get asked is how do you increase your social media followers, or how do you ensure that you have higher engagement? Uh, Most important is know your audience. And right at the outset, I'm going to tell you that throughout any of your digital marketing efforts, whether it be paid media campaigns, whether it be website, whether it be social media, whether it be email marketing, content marketing, one thing that you will always have to remember is consistency. If you start with a big bang and you fail to consistently work on any of these platforms, then that is going to lead to a loss of share of voice, and also the efforts that you would have put in are not going to reap you the benefits that you would have ideally expected. If at all you have limited scope, right, you have limited resources, I will recommend that you stick to one or two. For example, if you have limited resources in terms of time and you are unable, it's okay even if you don't have, let's say, a website, right? You may have a basic one page website, but you have limited scope and you can focus only on LinkedIn, or you can focus only on Twitter, or if your audience is on Insta, Facebook, then stick to one platform but be extremely consistent. And consistency means you have to create content and post content regularly. That is all that you need to do. The best of the successes, the best of the digital marketing efforts will pay off only if you're going to be consistent. There are cases, there are success cases where we know where businesses have been built only and only on Twitter. Would you believe that an amazing food delivery service was built only on Twitter, right? Similarly, we know of a lot of success stories where brands were built only with the help of Instagram or with the help of LinkedIn, right? So, very consistently, if you're able to manage only one platform, no need to be there on all. You don't need to create content, you don't need to invest resources. You have limited resources in terms of budget, invest in one platform. If you're going to do email marketing, consistently do email marketing. Yeah, so just remember, consistency is the key. That's it. Second, of course, you have to know your audience for social media. You have to create content. And at the outset, like I said, that consistency and content marketing. Going forward, you will hear this when I'm telling that, content is going to be the king. Nothing else. You will have, of course, you will be competing against bigger brands. You will be competing against competition who will probably have much higher resources. But if you're able to create consistent content, right, you are going to be able to win this very easily. uh, I'm sure a lot of you use hashtags. A lot of you probably feel that, one or two hashtags are okay. A lot of you feel that probably 7 8 hashtags are okay. The golden number for using hashtags, relevant hashtags, is 4 to 5 hashtags consistently. If you're using one, you can create your own brand hashtag. For example, if I were to post from my company's handles, we would use hashtag like Crimson Cobalt, or we would use hashtag like digital marketing, or if we're talking about sustainability communication, then we will consistently use hashtags to ensure that when audience is searching for content related to the hashtag, that your content will be visible. And social media typically will pay off if you are using that hashtag consistently, because then the platform knows that this handle, this page, this profile is posting consistently on this one topic. So every single time, and if you're writing consistently on one topic or related topics, then keep consistency in your hashtags. You may want to explore different hashtags, but out of 5 hashtags that you may use, ideally 4 is a good number, then keep at least 2 hashtags which are consistent. If you want to know what is a good hashtag, there are a lot of platforms where you can go and find the volume for a hashtag. For example, if I were to go post a poll, okay, all of you would have probably seen polls on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Facebook doesn't have it that much, but LinkedIn and Twitter, a hashtag called as polls, okay, or a hashtag poll. I always get confused which hashtag to use. So there are websites which will give you the volume. All that you need to go and check hashtag volume. So if you go and check hashtag volumes for polls, okay, it's much higher than the hashtag volume for poll. So these are minor changes that you can do. Free tools are available. Simply go and check what are the hashtags related to your business. You can check business related, you can check specific hashtag volumes. It's very easy, but use consistent hashtags to ensure that your content keeps appearing, and hence you also build a follower list. You will have a lot of partners that you can collaborate with. Find similar audiences. One thing that we have seen works very well is collaboration. You will have partners, but also what will happen is that if you consistently communicate only with maybe one or two handles only, that may not really increase your audience as much. However, if you were to collaborate with more number of handles, it will always work better for you. You can have joint giveaways, promotions, etc. This is one thing which we feel, and we've seen the biggest of the brands fail at this. You may be posting, but how many of you are actually checking every morning the comments, the questions, the mentions that you would have? Or if there is a related content that has been posted, are you replying? Are you communicating? The best handles on all the platforms, we have seen that the number of followers, the engagement increases only if you respond, if you ask questions, if you share, if you post, if you repost. Yeah, that is one. The most important thing in today's social media scenario is that other than Facebook and Instagram, okay, why Facebook and Instagram, I'll tell you, but LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, if you are doing any of these, or rather all of these, okay, your visibility, your followers will increase, your engagement will increase organically. Yeah. However, if you were to be on Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and Instagram are very, very clear with their policies that they only reward those who will spend money. Very consistently, you will see that only and only 1.37% of your followers on Facebook and Instagram can see your content. So the idea that Meta has been toying with is that only and only if you spend money, they will promote your content. The day you stop spending money, you will get absolutely no visibility. So whoever is become a big influence on Instagram has several hundreds and probably millions of followers, have primarily become those influencers because of the money that they've spent. So it's a myth that you can do very, very well organically or Insta and Facebook. It's very clear that unless you spend money, it is very difficult to get followers or get engagement on Facebook and Insta. So far, at least, that doesn't seem to be the case with LinkedIn and Twitter. Of course, if you have the resources to spend on followers, you should, because that always helps to increase your visibility. Also critical is that if you go through your analytics, all the handles, whether you have a business page, whether you have a personal profile, you will have the analytics. Just look at the analytics. Your analytics will tell you that you should be posting at the right time. Depends on where your audience is. If your audience is, say, Asia Pacific, then you will have to post early in the morning, say 8:30, 8 a.m. If you have an audience in India, 9 to 12 is a good time to post. 10 to 12 is a good time to post rather than 9 to 12. If your audience is US, then you will have to post after, say, 8, 8:30 p.m. So it depends on who your audience is, and the analytics will tell you the right time to post. So just look at that. It's very simple. You don't need any resources. Simply go in the backend and check your analytics. This is one thing that we've seen most often brands fail, most often companies fail, is that today there are several websites, okay, which will offer you good quality stock images. Canva is very popular. You will have free pick, you have pexels, you have lots of website where you can get free high quality stock images. Use those, because that is something that will attract the all the brands. Okay, all the social media brands today ensure that if your content is getting traction in the first 1 hour after you post, if it gets traction, it will automatically push it. If your content fails to get traction in the first 1 hour, then it is less likely to go viral and less likely to get acceptance. If you have resources, run contests, very easy. They do extremely well. The giveaways don't necessarily have to be very, very expensive. It could be something as simple as maybe, 200 rupees vouchers, or it could be like a free coffee voucher. It could be as simple as that. It could be a mug, it could be a cap, it could be a USB drive, it could be anything. It doesn't take a lot. But I must also tell you that if you were to run these contests with very small number of followers, you will need to invest some money in promoting that post, but it is worth it to do it once in a while to keep the excitement going around your social media handle. Paid promotion depends on your budget. If you have, um, assuming that you have certain budget that you may want to invest, we will recommend that invest that money over a period of time. Let's say you have a lakh of rupees to invest in social media paid promotions, and that is going to be your budget for the next 6 months. Assuming that, we will recommend, or usually what we've seen works, is that invest that 1 lakh over a period of 6 months, rather than utilizing that entire sum of money in the first month or 2 months. A lot of you, I have had a discussion, who said that, okay, alternate months we do it. That may not really work out well. If you have a certain budget, then utilize it consistently over a period of time. And this goes not just for your social media paid promotion, but even for your Google campaigns or your website promotion campaigns, any of these. Consistently, two things will happen if you spend money consistently. One is that you will get much better return on investment. If you have to spend an X amount of money in 1 month compared to the same amount of money in 3 months, the platform, whether it be LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Insta, Google, any of these, they know that they have to utilize this entire sum of money for the next 3 months compared to the same sum of money in 1 month. So the return on investment, the kind of clicks, the kind of audience, the kind of cost per click, the kind of cost per impression, cost of acquisition will be much higher in the 1 month campaign. Also, what it allows you to do in 3 months campaign, 6 months campaign, if you have that kind of budget, is that you're able to optimize your campaign in the first few days. After your campaign runs for say 15 days, 1 month, you know what your audience is. You can optimize it, you can change the audience setting, you can probably change the custom questions, you can change the campaign, you can change the creative. So you can optimize your campaign over a longer period of time, rather than spending 1 month, then probably taking a break, and then again spending in the third month. Yeah. So this is what you'll recommend. If you have a very low budget, then you might as well utilize it in the 1 month, 15 days, whatever your budget allows you to. We've had these questions from a lot of people. A lot of people ask us questions pages than longer pages. Is it better to have shorter pages, more number of pages than one long page? What are the best practices? Where should the logo come? What are the best practices, etc.? There are just a few tips that I'm going to give you on the best practices. One is that if you are creating a website, first thing that you need to be doing is that you have to look at a good SEO strategy. It is unfortunate if you create a very good website, invest a lot of resources, but people are not visiting. So it does not require a lot of efforts to create your SEO, and you can do it yourself as well. So if you're using Wix, if you're using a WordPress, if you're creating a basic website, it is easy. It is not at all difficult. Most of these website platforms, the AI tools that allow you, they will give you a way to create your SEO. It is very simple. Maybe, if there are enough people who would want to have, I can have maybe a separate half an hour session sometime on SEO, how to do it yourself. Simple, clear navigation menu bar. Ensure that the first image that you have on your website loads very quickly. Okay. Any website which is not mobile friendly today is not going to appear. You could have a beautiful website, but if it is not mobile friendly and responsive, it will just not rank. People will not come to your website. Similarly, Today it is recommended. You would have seen, if you recollect, the earlier websites used to be shorter pages and there would be multiple pages. Now if you see, the website layouts are long pages. The logic behind that is that about 80% of the browsing happens on mobile, so people find it easier to simply scroll down, okay, and read more content rather than click, because when you click, there is a drop in the audience that will click and go. The drop can be as high as 70%. So if you have 100 people visiting your first page, then possibility of only 30 people clicking and visiting the other section are there. However, if you have a longer page, the chances are people will simply keep scrolling and they will read your content. Of course, it is advised that if you have longer sections, you can put maybe 2 lines, maybe put a short paragraph, and then offer an option of read more. So the clear answer between a long simple page, if you have a website where you don't have a lot of content, create only one single page website. It is always more advisable. Also, what is advisable is that if you have a website where you have, say, 6 images but no content, okay, and you have another page which has, say, little content but no images, I would recommend that merge them. Number of pages do not matter. You don't need to have a lot of website pages. What you need to have is enough consistent content, because any web page without content is not going to rank. The only way today websites rank, or the pages on the websites rank or are visible, are pages which have good solid content. Other, of course, you have to have high quality images, but the images have to be optimized for web. Most of the tools that you will see, I'm also going to show you some of the AI tools. These tools will offer options for optimizing your website. If website images don't load, the website doesn't load, and hence it doesn't rank in the Google search. Yeah. And then of course you can use minifying code, etc., to increase the speed of your network. As I told you, you can optimize your website for search engine. The rules that were there earlier, okay, you have to optimize your website today for the relevant keywords, meta tags, quality content, backlinks, etc. But in 2023 onwards, and this is one of the sharpest, biggest changes that have come, is that in this year and after this, what you write in terms of relevant keywords, how old is your domain, how much quality, headings you do, H1, H2, you have alt tag, you have image names, etc. All the earlier rules probably will not work anymore. And this has happened after AI has come in, because AI is struggling today. Typically, to give you a very big example, is that Google search is struggling to keep up with AI, which has been rolled out by Microsoft or ChatGPT, right? Because what is happening is that the core difference being, if I were to look for, let's say I'm looking for an answer saying what are the best practices for search engine optimization. What Google offers is, Google offers you a bunch of pages which may or may not give you the relevant information. Whereas, as opposed to that, I have a very specific questions. What are the best practices for search engine optimization? And I want a quick answer, which ChatGPT is offering me, which now today Microsoft is integrating in all its solutions. So all the answers which are actually addressing the question that people are asking will get ranked. Content, websites which are giving specific answers to questions raised by people. For example, if I were to create a website and one of my services would be social media marketing, okay, the earlier trend would be that we would write saying Crimson Cobalt advantages and why should you hire us. And then we would write our advantages, why we have a dedicated team, we have experienced team, we have customized solutions, etc. Today the same thing will not work for us. What will probably work is, because audience is not searching on the social media, or audience is not searching on search engine saying what are Crimson Cobalt's advantages. They are not searching for that. They are searching for what should I look for in a social media marketing agency, or what are the services offered by a social media marketing agency, or what are the characteristics of a best social media agency, or which are the best social media agencies. So if I have a heading which says that, okay, these are the services that we offer under social media services, or why should you choose Crimson Cobalt as the social media service, the chances are likely that our website will rank higher, rather than it being a passive communication where I would present my content and audience would go through several pages to come finally and get the answer to the question that they were searching for. Instead of that, today the websites, the content, and whether it be website, whether it be social media, content which answers questions to the audience's questions will rank. Okay, this is one thing which all of you probably know. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. The most popular being Google My Business. It used to be called Google My Business, now it is called Google Business Profile. All you have to do is you have to go and create, these are free tools. If you list yourselves well with all your services, with your address, etc., in these online directories, popular online directories, if you're in B2B, if you're in B2C, you can list yourself, and they do extremely well, because these directories do a lot, they do very well in keeping themselves updated. A lot of times if you're looking for B2B products, you will see India Mart ranks higher than the supplier's website. Yeah, if you have a restaurant, your Facebook page, your Insta page, or your website is less likely to appear in the top results compared to a Zomato or a Swiggy. So these directories do very, very well to keep themselves updated, to push themselves to the top of the search. And we recommend that list yourself in these top popular directories. A lot of questions have been asked on, now that you've made the website, how can I amplify my content, right? You may be writing blogs, you may be writing articles, etc. How do I ensure that my content gets published? Okay, and this is also called backlinking, which means that the more number of websites today, venture center, if venture center website has a link to your website, or all uh, vice versa, that is called backlink. And backlinks play a very big role in promoting your website or listing your website. The best way to create backlinks are to create content and add your website link to them. So for example, you would have seen websites like SlideShare. Okay, you would have seen websites like Scribd, etc., Issue. There are a lot of websites where you can upload your own presentations, you can upload your infographics, and give a link to your website. Similarly, you would have seen a lot of brands, lot of highly recommended speakers or contributors, influencers converse on Quora. If you are able to contribute, do that. If you are spamming on Quora and Reddit, they will ban you. But if you are genuinely contributing content, they will help you. There are a lot of websites which keep looking for guest blogs or articles or content. Contribute there. Yeah, but the focus needs to be on high quality human created content. I will tell you the reason why. And since AI has come, it has become difficult, but I will also tell you the upside of creating human content. Yeah, um, if you have partner websites, if you have acquaintances, friends, if you are a supplier to somebody, reach out to them and see if they can give you backlinks. Every single time that you post anything on social media, please ensure that you give a link to your website. These are some of the great ways of creating website visibility or increasing website traffic organically. Yeah. um, I'm not sure how many of you would have worked on email marketing or email marketing automation, but if you would have wondered that the moment you were to buy something on one of the social media or one of the e-commerce websites, and you drop off, you don't buy, do you get have you missed something in your cart, or go back to the cart. Emails, these are all email marketing automation. So these are all automated campaigns. Automated campaigns are easy to create. They are basically campaigns which are created anticipating your next move. Okay, and these are workflows which are created. Gone are those days where you would send one email, then manually wait for a few days, then send a second reminder, then probably create a third one, etc. Those, that doesn't happen anymore. What works very well, and most of the popular email marketing tools will give you these options. Okay, all that you need to do is create email marketing automation, which basically means that you have to anticipate the audience's reactions for the first few 4 to 5 times and create that workflow. Set up the workflow. I'll also show you how it is done, and ensure that you send emailers reminders based on the audience's triggers, based on the audience's actions. You send appropriate emailer to them. It will help you with customer engagement. What it also, main thing is, it will save you a lot of times. You don't have to wonder who did you send the last reminder, when did you send it. It will do the job on its own. Typically, if you have an email workflow, one email marketing automation workflow for about 6 emailers, it should not it should not be in a rush. It should be sent over a period of 3 months at least. So, for example, if you have somebody who sent you an email and you've not responded, within a few days, you get another reminder, right? Probably it's offering you some content, it is offering you some white paper, it is offering you some offer. So, these are some of the email marketing automation tools. Yeah. How to set it up? Just set up your goal. Identify who your target audience is. For example, within your target audience, let's say you are a B2C company and you are creating custom cotton made apparel for all the family. You have something for the lady of the family, the gentleman, and the children. You can define your goal, what do you want to do, and once you identify the target, it is very easily possible to create or to send emails to all the three audiences with different content from one email. Yeah, so these are called creating your segments. This, if you have the expertise, you can do it very easily. It is not very difficult. You will find very simple to use automation YouTube videos. You will also find tools who will help you do this. Once you have created that, you choose your automation templates. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is all the emails in the workflow, in the templates, have to be created at the start, and you set and you forget about it. Typically, your automated, or they're also called drip marketing campaigns, are depending on how the audience is reacting. For example, if you have a registered user, right, you may want to tag the person. If the person visits landing page, okay, and clicks on your website, then you can have a Twitter handle tag. If the person has not visited the landing page but probably not done anything, then you can wait. Welcome email is open, you wait a day, probably you send a text, or you send within 1 hour, you send another email. So depending on what the audience is doing, you can anticipate and create an automated workflow. Typically, the triggers for these could be the person has not opened the email. Okay, then you send a reminder. But there could be some people who've opened the email. After opening, they probably have clicked, they have not clicked. So if the person clicks, then what do you do? If the person does not click, then what do you do? So there are scenarios that you have to work, and you simply have to create an ad. All the automation tools today, these are some of the popular ones. They do have automation available very easily. I will recommend that go for high quality automation tools, though they may be expensive, like your MailChimp, HubSpot, etc., simply because the chances of them landing your email in inbox are higher compared to emails or tools which will give you very, very cost effective tools. Typically, you will find a lot of tool mail marketing. There are a lot of tools which will give you per email cost very low. MailChimp, etc. are expensive, but they invest in their servers, which means that the chances of your email not landing in spam are much higher with good quality tools. So please ensure that this is something that you invest in. Plus, when you invest in good quality automation tools, what happens is that you get a variety of templates rather than limited number of templates. They make it easy for you to create the automation workflow. That is one. Other trend that we have seen, which is moving towards no images in the email. I don't know how many of you receive, but you would have probably received emails which are text emails, which look like your regular emails that you would receive from anybody, is the latest trend. So if you are able to avoid even a single image from your emailer, do not attempt for HTML emailers. Write simple text emails, and those are less time consuming. You can write, and the chances of them landing in the inbox are much higher compared to emailers which has heavy images, which has a lot of images, and also they have a lot of links. So if you have 20 links in your emailer, it is sure to land in spam. However, if you have a plain text email, one, it is likely to get opened because audience probably may not realize that it's a bulk email that you have sent. You can also customize in that, and also the chances that it lands in inbox are higher. As I told you, content is going to be the future of digital marketing. You take any platform, you take whether it be social media, website, or influencer marketing, any of these platforms, content is going to be the king. And more so content which is visually appealing, audio visual content, typically your videos, podcasts, etc. are going to do very well. There was a time when long articles, white papers, engaging content, 1,000 words, 2,000 words, 5,000 words, would do very well. Today, the trend is moving towards short content formats, which will mean typically you would have snack content like 300 words, 500 words, short videos, 30-second, 1 minute videos. And we've seen the trend. We've seen that despite investing same amount of resources, audience is today accepting content which is less than 1 minute. If you are unable to capture all your content in a video which is less than 1 minute, the next best thing that you could do is less than 4 minutes. Anything above 4 minutes really has to be so engaging over a period of time. If you would have seen on YouTube, if you would have seen on social media, even long format content today is snipped, and shorter content formats are made which are far more popular than your long podcast, long videos. So if you are able to make it, and today making a video is extremely easy. Canva is one of the best tools available, but there are also simple tools available which will help you make videos very easily. I am going to tell you some of the tools which will help you make website easily and videos as well. Yeah. Content marketing strategies, very essential. Consistency, I have been talking about this. Please ensure that whatever content you may, we know of a brand, I'm sure all of you have also heard of this brand called InShots, right? InShots has become a big brand today simply because the format that they followed was any content is in less than 60 words. Any news format in less than 60 words, and they've become big. They've become a big brand because they found the niche. So if you're able to find the niche but consistently you're able to create, then that is something that you should stick to. Let's come to the AI question, which we get asked tremendously. I mean, we've been asked, we've wanted to hire content people. We've rejected almost all the applications that we received simply because the applicants used AI to create content. Yeah. And that is the reason why you may want to use AI to create your videos. You may want to use AI to create a website, but do not use AI to create your content. Okay. It is not that Google will penalize you. Okay. But it will also not push up your content for basic reason that as AI is becoming more and more popular, the questions, the answers that you seek, the content that you write will be very similar to the content that somebody else is going to write. Okay, so that is one. Second, unique content will help you boost SEO. Third, your perspective, your unique perspective, nobody else can get. And I can tell you this with a surety that for the next coming few years, content or human content is going to help you win any digital battle. You may not have resources to do anything else, but please invest in creating human content. AI you may want to use for pointers, okay, where there's nothing wrong in it. Use if you want to, if you are unable to come up with pointers. But once you get pointers, please write it in your own words, because tools today, whether it be Google, social media, they've become advanced enough to identify AI driven content. We know of brands where they did not get penalized, their ranking did not go down, but also their ranking did not get pushed up. And now we have a real estate client who's been working on this, and they replaced a lot of their content with very smart AI driven content. Within a few days, their website started shrinking, their ranking started going down, because the same AI tools that we are using, Google already knows these AI tools, and Google is not going to promote your website because similar to yours, everybody else is also going to be using the same content. One thing that we recommend is, and there are tools that are there, the beauty of digital marketing is that you can measure, analyze, optimize your web content. If you are unable to do that, then there is very little that you can do in terms of improvement. So that this is probably the most critical once you have created your social media platforms. Very simple. What are your KPIs? Right? So most often our objective is of course to increase the business. But when you have a website, do you want people to spend more time on your website? Do you want people more traffic? Do you want people to download your white paper? Do you want people to spend time on watching videos? What do you want? Social media, do you want followers? Do you want engagement? What do you want? Once you have set up your KPIs, then it is easy to use that KPI and start working towards that goal. Yeah. These are some of the famous popular tools. Google Analytics, very easy. While you're setting up your website, free to use. Crazy Egg is a tool. If you have very high website visibility, Crazy Egg will typically work in giving you heat maps. Heat maps will tell you which section of your website is gathering attention. Where should you have your most prominent content? Have you ever wondered why logos are placed on the left hand side top in a website? Why are the call to action, contact us buttons are placed on the right top hand side? Why is the navigation bar? How many websites have you seen with a vertical navigation bar? Right? Very few. You will find maximum websites have horizontal navigation bar. So these are all time and tested because of tools like Crazy Egg, which will help you define, which will help you with the heat map. SEO tools, SEMrush, Ahref, these are paid tools. Free also you can use. But if you have good website analytics, you know somebody. I will recommend one thing. If you're going to be paying for any of these tools, most of these tools will have their free versions, right? If you're going to pay for these tools, please ensure that you know somebody who can use these tools, because these tools, the moment you upgrade to premium versions, you're paying something like $50, $99 a month. These are not these don't come cheap. Okay, if you don't have an expert who's able to utilize these tools, then that money that you've invested is not going to be of any use to you. Yeah. Instead of that, focus on tools which are free of cost. Tools like Google Business Profile, tools like Google Search Console for SEO. You will get plenty of information. You don't need to invest money in SEM, Ahref, etc., unless you have a very, very premium website, you have resources, you want to take your website to the next level, then of course. Social media, all of these tools will help you schedule your content. We may have time, we may not have time sometimes to create content once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week. Some people even post 4 times a day. These tools will allow you, most of them will have a free version where you will be able to manage your own social media, and up to a certain, in some cases you can post up to 20 posts, some cases allow you to have 5 accounts. That depends. You can use these tools free of cost to schedule your content. Very easy. Next, I will recommend use social media listening tools. What listening tools mean is that wherever your unique brand, for example, you have a unique brand, you have a unique hashtag. If you're using that consistently, these tools will help you identify share of voice compared to your competitors. If you have the money to invest, I will recommend you invest in this to see where are you vis-a-vis your competitors. It will tell you sentiment analysis. What are the sentiments related to your brand? Is it negative, positive, neutral? What are the influencers who are engaging with your competitors and probably not engaging with you? What are the websites that are carrying your competitors content and not yours? There's a very high chance that they will add your content if you reach out to them, but it's very difficult to keep a track of who these people are who are interacting with your competitors. So this gives you a very, very good competitive analysis. These, however, are paid tools. You will still find, to a certain extent, they are also freely available. So I will recommend most of these. You don't need to invest. If you have resources, always good to go for premium. However, you don't really need a lot of money for free these tools. Three key parameters that you should be checking when you are talking about. Okay. Should I rush? I think I still have quite a few slides. Anyway, since I'm going to be sharing this presentation, and I think we have only 15 minutes. Mugdha, Sharvari?
Yeah, you have 15 minutes, but you can take some time.
Okay, all right. So some of the key parameters that we should be looking at here are conversion rate, click-through rate, and return on investment. Very easily understandable. Once you have invested money in either of the paid campaigns, right? These are some of the things that you should be looking at. I'm also going to tell you the distinction between, a lot of times you get asked questions like, should we go for Google ads or should we go for Facebook Insta ads? Should we have LinkedIn campaigns or should we have Twitter campaigns, right? So I have a overview that I will anyway share with you in this. You know this, so I'm going to quickly go through this fast. Yeah. Okay. Critical question which we get asked: how will AI change digital marketing? One, I can tell you that influencer marketing is going to continue to be a popular trend. However, please ensure that if you have an option of investing money, okay, I will recommend that you use tools like your Google ads or social media ads before you invest in influencers. For example, if you have 50,000 rupees, you have 10,000 rupees, please ensure that you utilize these on social media before you use on influencers. For the simple reason that no influencer today guarantees results. An influencer will probably carry your post, will repost for you for the money that you agree. If somebody is doing free of cost, why not? Post as much as you can. But if they're going to charge you, then please ensure that you have utilized all your other options before you go for influencer marketing, because they are not going to assure you an X amount of business. And with the same amount of money, we have seen this time and again that most of the influencers either, and this is an unfortunate trend, most of the influencers today have either got their followers from bots or they have got it through paid media campaigns, which will ensure that though they may carry your post, you may feel good about it, but they probably may not give you the result. So it is recommended that you invest in social media, you invest on your website, you invest on Google campaigns, YouTube campaigns, rather than exploring an option for influencer marketing. Yes, you should do that if you have higher number of resources. Yeah, like I said, video marketing is going to become increasingly important, and personalization. AI will not allow personalization. So wherever you are able to do personalization of content, you should take that opportunity. AI ML is going to be critical. Chatbots. I'm not sure how many of you have explored for your website WhatsApp chatbot, right? Free, easy to use, extremely effective. Chatbots are going to create personalized communication, but like I told you, that the answers, the content that you will create probably may or may not be as personalized. Whereas it comes to chatbot, or where it comes to local language content, there will be personalization that will be available. It will also give you options for video marketing, live streaming, and I'm not sure how many of you, I have not seen too many websites which offer voice search optimization. Going forward, 2023 onwards, voice search is going to be extremely critical, because now we have home assistants, we have Siri, we have Echo, we have Google Home, we have all of these tools. So we will have to work on natural language processing, which means that you don't search for keywords saying, best cake shop around me, or probably you don't search for best cake shop in Pune. You will probably search for best cake shops in, say, Bavdhan, right? So questions or content which will ensure natural language, or which will have FAQs in the language that audience is using, will work. There are tools available to ensure that you can have voice search optimization for your website. So if you have content, if you have that option, resources, I will recommend that you go for voice search optimization for your website. Tools that you will be able to utilize: video marketing. There are three tools that we recommend. There is also Animoto that you can look at. Vidyard, Vibits, Lumen 5, Animoto, Grid. These are a lot of all AI top video marketing tools. What works best for your industry? Now, the reason why we are recommending different ones are different audiences, different AI tools will have their own audience, and hence their ability to give you relevant content for your industry may be affected because of that. So it makes sense to try two or three different platforms to ensure and see which works best for you. More or less, all of these will work in a very similar fashion on AI, but the inputs that they have, the kind of AI data that they're collecting, will make a difference to the output that they deliver for you. These are some of the tools that you can explore for website creation. Google Website Designer, very easy. It's like you're creating a Word document. Also, what happens is that if you use Google Website Designer, it is likely to help you rank your website higher. Then you have Wix ADI. If you have, you have your own. You have your own e-commerce websites, etc. Very, very, very easy. WooCommerce has options, Firedrop, Bookmark, Grid. These are all very easily available. When do you use Facebook and Instagram ads compared to when do you use Google ads? One of the simplest things that you should always ensure is very simple. Do you want your audience to react, engage with you on your social media, or do you want your audience to engage with you on your website? If you want your audience to engage with you on your website, if you want the final call to action is on your website, then hands down you should use Google Ads. If you want your audience to engage with you, interact with you on social media, which will also include Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, and Twitter, go for that, or go for that platform, simply because no social media will like audience to get out of the social media and the on your website. So if you're looking for your website traffic, hands down go for Google Ads. Yeah. Then there are various advantages to having Facebook, Insta ads. LinkedIn is extremely brilliant when it comes to B2B audiences, B2B data, B2B leads, high conversion. The only flip side to that is it is quite expensive. So unless you have a minimum budget of 50,000 rupees, I will recommend do not use LinkedIn, because with very limited budget, it is not likely to yield too many results for you. Also, the conversion cost may be lesser. Your cost per lead is going to be higher. What, yes, you can use LinkedIn ads for post promotion. If you have a good post that you want to promote, use for post promotion. But if you're looking at lead generation campaigns on LinkedIn, your average ticket size of your product, if your average ticket size of the product, let's say you're selling a software, you're selling a product, is limited, is say 10,000 rupees, yeah, or if it is 15,000, then it may not make sense to have campaigns on LinkedIn, because the cost per acquisition of prospect is going to be much higher on LinkedIn. You have already seen this, but I'm quickly going to take you through some of the Google ad campaigns. There are search, you've seen text ads, you have seen display ads. Typically, when you are looking at search ad campaigns, the reason why search ad campaigns do better than your display campaigns are these banner ads you would have seen on various websites. Yeah, search ad campaigns work better in converting because it is a pull strategy. You as an audience are going and searching for something, and hence if you see an ad, you're likely to click on it and you're likely to convert. So search ads are used for a pull strategy. They have better conversion rate. However, they have limited option in terms of visibility because they only are text ads. Display ads are banners across Google partner platforms, but they are visible. They have a great visibility. They are great banners. Also, one of the platforms that very heavily uses is YouTube. You will see a lot of good YouTube banners because of the display campaign. So if you are looking at, these are cheaper, they help you build your brand awareness. But if you're looking at driving leads to your website, then this probably may not be the best option. Video campaigns, you've all seen video campaigns typically are again Google ad campaigns, and they run on YouTube and YouTube partner platforms. You've seen skippable, non-skippable. This is a little technical. So in case if there is, again, if somebody wants to, I'm more than happy to take you through this campaigns, or how to do it, but in a separate session. I'm going to leave this presentation with you so you can refer to it. All of you know shopping campaigns. Shopping campaigns are very easy to optimize. Shopping campaigns also have Google merchant account, which means that if you have a e-commerce website, you can upload all your product and your merchandise on the Google merchandise platform, and you can run campaigns from there. If you have apps, very easy. They do extremely well. They run primarily on Android. Okay. Also, you can have iOS related content. You can run on iOS as well. Facebook Insta ads, there are image ads, there are video ads that you would have seen, carousel ads. All of us have seen these kind of ads. Facebook, as I said, primarily Facebook and Insta, I'm sorry, are primarily ads which are lower ticket size, visually appealing, and more used for B2C compared to a B2B brand. Sponsored stories are doing immensely well, extremely well, because they have much higher visibility. They're also likely to appear at the top of your timeline, and you tend to watch stories more than you tend to scroll on the timeline. Collection ads is something new where you can showcase the collection of your products with similar variety. And experience ads, these are interstitial ads. They are completely immersive. They will occupy your entire screen. Yeah, so the very immersive communication, and works very well if you have very beautiful visual communication. Messenger ads, if you have written content that you want to communicate, personalized messages, messenger ads do really well. You would have always had questions saying, what do I do? Should I hire a digital marketing agency? Should I not hire? There are certain advantages that when you look for, uh, if you want to hire a digital marketing agency, you may want to hire a digital marketing agency for limited scope, and you may want to hire some of them. For example, if you have the resources and you want to run a paid campaign, I will recommend hire an agency, because with the same amount of resources that you're going to invest, the agency has expertise and is likely to give you much better visibility, much better return on investment. So for example, if a cost per click is going to cost you say 100 rupees, an agency may be able to give it to you for 70 rupees. Or if it is going to cost you 20 bucks, it may be able to give it to you for 14 rupees, right? Because they've been doing this for years. So that is one. Second, if you do not have time, efforts to consistently do it, it is always recommended that you hire agents. You do not need to hire an agency. You can also hire a freelancer. But if you're going to be working, please ensure that you hire somebody who has worked in your industry. We see this day in and out agencies who do not have B2C experience and they work primarily in B2B, they may not be able to cater to you. Similarly, vice versa, agencies who worked very well for B2C and you are in B2B or in your industry, whether it be healthcare, whether it be technology, they probably may not be able to deliver to you. Third and most critical thing that we recommend is that is your agency ROI focused? Okay, every single time that you invest any money, any resources, please ask them what is the return on investment that you can experience. What is expectation? You can set expectations. Let's say you are going to invest 50,000 rupees, a lakh of rupees in a campaign. What are the number of clicks that you can expect? What are the number of leads that you can expect? If you're going to invest in SEO, if you're going to invest in content creation, social media, it is must that you ask what is the ROI that you can expect. If an agency, if a freelancer is dilly dallying, is not able to give you, nobody is going to be able to give you a precise answer. But if they're not able to give you even a relative or a baseline or a tentative number, then that agency probably doesn't know or is not focused on return on investment. As I told you, you get fresh perspective, you get a team of skilled experts. So it always makes sense to hire an agency if you have the resources. If you're going to do it yourself, your lack of expertise, especially when you're going to run your own campaigns, may hinder you. Successful campaigns require time and effort. It is not that once you set a campaign, it is done. You have to look at it every single day. Maybe for the first few days, you have to spend hours on those campaigns. Yeah. To summarize, please keep this slide. It is a ready reckoner for which platform to use depending on your objective and what is your product category or what is your service category. If it is B2B, high value, low value. If it is B2C, again, high value, low value. And what is your objective? Very easily, you can refer to this and you can optimize your media spends or even your efforts. What to expect? We've already discussed this. Augmented reality. If your brand, out of all of these, if your brand is sustainable, it is talking about social responsibility, trust me, your brand is going to do much better compared to your competitors if they are not sustainability focused. That's it. Thank you so much. I'm more than happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, thank you for a very informative talk, Madhuri. So I will now open the forum for questions. We have a few questions in the chat box. The
Sure,
first question is from Deepak, and he asks whether analyze, report, and optimize is the traditional way of marketing.
No, actually, analyzing and constantly analyzing and optimizing your campaign is the best when it is in digital, simply because the advantage, if you were to do a traditional marketing or above the line, which is typically called ATL, what would happen is you would get to see the results after you have carried out the campaign. You have a newspaper ad, you have a TV ad, you would see results after. With digital, the best way is to pause the campaign, review the results, and constantly optimize it. That's the best way to optimize. What are the best practices to optimize? For each platform it is different. You and the good part is that all of these platforms, whether you do a Google campaign, whether you do social media campaign, whether you have website, all these platforms have their own analytics. Okay, so all that you need to do are have, for your website you have Google Analytics, If you have search engine optimization, you can use Google Search Console. So these reports are very easy to read. Yeah, they're very easy to understand. Same is the case with social media. You will see number of likes, engagement, followers that you got last month compared to this month. Which content did better for you, which content did not do better for you. Google campaigns or your Facebook ad campaign is very easy, but the only way you can optimize is looking at the analytics. I mean, you will have to get used to a little bit of number crunching.
Thank you, madam. Just that since I asked that first question,
Okay.
follow up on that. So basically, what I meant to say in that was analyze, report, and optimize.
Hmm.
So the way I was actually looking at it, whether it is social media or email or website or content or whatever forms that we use. So to be able to analyze it, to be able to report and optimize. So this is like what I believe was an ongoing process, something like a fine tuning all along. So it was more to do with that. And on just second question also, I had also posted. So I'm just taking the opportunity to continue on that. So the best practices to optimize the digital marketing campaign along the way. The reason I asked this, the context is, I'm sure most of the people attending this particular session, and especially at venture centers, are mostly B2B kind of startups over there,
Hmm.
rather than directly serving the end customer. So in B2B, what happens is there are a lot of niche areas that we typically work upon.
Hmm.
In my own case, basically, I mean, like our startup is specifically working in the field of where we are supposed to target professionals like audiologists or special
Hmm.
educators. Now, for us to be able to identify them, on which particular digital media platform that they exist itself is becoming a big challenge. So in that also, how do we really optimize? So will digital marketing itself become a much more convenient way, or should we resort to some kind of an offline? So that kind of questions are coming up on our table actually.
So, like I said, that your audience, which it will depend from business to business. See, an ideal scenario would be that you should ideally be on all the platforms for two reasons. One, because if you're going to create content, I'll give you a simple example. Today, we work with brands and we create content for them. We recommend that you be on all the platforms. However, when it comes to spending money, when it comes to campaign creation, then you should focus on one or two platforms. But simply because the same content you can post on different platforms. So B2B, we have seen that with the popularity of Facebook and Insta. I mean, Insta is still okay, but Facebook going down. If you have limited resources and if you are in B2B, do not ignore LinkedIn. We can have and Sharvari and Mugdha, if you want, we can have a special session just to see how to create content, how to optimize, and how to utilize some of these tools, very basic simple tools, when it comes to Google ad campaigns, or how to optimize your social media, or how to optimize website also. Very simple tools, but I think it will require us to have a different session for it, because every platform and every audience will have a different. But if you are able to, then I will recommend, do not skip LinkedIn for sure, and do not skip Twitter. If you create one piece of content, you can post it on both. But B2B compulsory. Unfortunately, lot of new tools have also come in. For example, there's Pinterest and there are meetups and there are a lot of tools. But we've realized that consistently these two platforms have been delivering good results on for B2B brands. But for optimization, I think we will have to do a separate session for all of these, and I'm more than happy to take you through the backend analytics to show you how you can look at numbers and analyze. But yeah, I hope. But if you ask me, I'm a huge promoter of digital, and I would not recommend that you go offline, because offline mein na, the markets, the audience is going down over a period of time.
So we have a question from Gaurav. How do you create databases of possible customers for email marketing?
Email marketing, see, what is happening is that earlier, right, and I'm glad you asked this question. Earlier you could buy data very easy. Today most of these platforms, which is your Mailchimp, HubSpot, Zoho campaigns, Sophisticated tools will not allow you to run a campaign if it identifies that you have purchased the database. So the only way is to create your content. Three main ways that you can generate your database is if you are able to create newsletter. Okay. Newsletter subscription is one, because when you run these campaigns, email marketing campaigns, let's say you're running it for the first time, MailChimp or any of these sophisticated platforms are going to ask you where you got the data. And if you're not able to showcase to them where you got this, you have to showcase, you have to show them your form, you have to show your website, you have to show your campaigns. Only when they're convinced that you genuinely got this data, they're going to allow you to run the campaigns. So the only way is consistently you will have to create newsletters. If you have say white paper articles, forms are the best ways to do it. Newsletter is one of the best ways you can do it, and if you can run campaigns once in a while.
So there's a gentle reminder to the audience. Please fill in the feedback. The link is given in the chat box. It will help us to improve this series better. We have one more question from Vamsi. He
Yeah.
asks, we are a health food aggregator who's targeting working mothers. And he asks, what could be the best organic digital marketing hack to build awareness in this group?
Is your audience on Insta? What kind of content are you looking at creating? Health food aggregator, I would recommend Insta, because working mothers are less likely to be on LinkedIn. If you are, I mean, if you are able to have an account on Twitter, I will recommend, but Insta right now is the best option, Insta and Facebook. But I will also tell you, Vamsi, that the unfortunate part is that Insta and Facebook today, you will have to keep some money aside to invest in media campaigns. Other thing that we will recommend is that post as many stories as you can rather than posting posts. Okay. And hashtags, you can create posts, no doubt about it, but stories are doing extremely well. But Insta, I will recommend, is one good platform. But for Insta, you will have to ensure that the content is visibly very, very attractive. So yeah, health food aggregator for working mothers, I would recommend Insta is the best tool today. And YouTube does very, very well. Please use these AI tools for videos, simple videos, 30-second videos do brilliantly well. And once you make those videos, you can use them across all your platforms. But videos and YouTube are doing really, really well. 30-second, you don't have to make very, very big. And you can make like small trivia videos, what are the health food myths around, what are the health food myths? And then you can reply, what are the do's and don'ts? So simple, very simple, 30-second, 1 minute. And with these tools, right, it's very easy. Canva is so easy. Canva, there's a free version, very easy, you can create. How can we, okay, Bhagyashree wants to know how can we generate more leads. Our leads is on LinkedIn, it's a paid campaign, depending on what your business is, Bhagyashree. What is the average ticket size of the services that you offer? And that's the reason why I will recommend that if you have a LinkedIn lead generation, I'll give you a simple example. For some of the clients that we work, we've realized the cost can be as high as 5,000 rupees per lead, and that is just the cost of lead. It can be as low as 700, 800, 1,000, 1,500, but those are just leads, mind you. It doesn't mean conversion. So please
Hello,
ensure.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking my question, ma'am. We are having a nursery,
Mm-hmm.
and we are doing right now social media marketing on both Insta and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So we are having a good response, but actually we need more reach out to the audience. So our target audience is like 25 to 35 age people. So how we can move this again ahead, this marketing campaign?
I will suggest that you use YouTube.
Okay.
Don't use LinkedIn because it will be very expensive. See, LinkedIn pe people come, no, people are looking to buy B2B services, people are looking for jobs, people are looking for SaaS tools. Okay, if you have an educational institute, YouTube will do wonders for you. Use Google display ads, banner ads.
Ma'am, the
Use
plant
Google
nursery
banner
we
ads.
are having. We are
Sorry,
having plants nursery we are having.
plants nursery. So plants nursery also use YouTube, use display ads. They do very,
Okay.
very well. That they
Okay.
are they are very, very cost effective compared to search, because I don't see audience going on Google search and saying, okay, plant nurseries around me. They probably will, but display campaigns, they're far cheaper than your search campaigns, and YouTube videos will do very, very well. Again, I am again and again recommending you, audio visual content is going to do extremely well. So as much audio visual content, short format you can create, it will do wonders. And it's
Can you give
easy.
an example, ma'am? Audio visual, which that like Facebook and display, I get it. Sorry, YouTube
Video
and
tools
this.
are there. If you have open
Okay.
an account on Canva, and
Huh.
you can simply go, now there is something called as Canva Magic also. Okay,
Okay.
all that
Huh.
you have to do is, but I think for Canva Magic you need a premium account. But all you can do is you use the AI tools that I showed you for video, and you can
Yeah.
simply say, create a video for my plants nursery. You can add some of the footage that you create from your that you shoot from your phone.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
your brand call to action simple and run campaigns. They do well. Or click photos, put the logos, call to action, and use display ads, Google display ads. See, Google display ad mein na, you don't need so much budget also. That is one. Second, run it for say 1 month, 2 months, 3 months if you can, because that will also give you an opportunity to learn and optimize your campaign.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, just give me a minute. This I see. Okay, Twitter Blue worth it? I don't really agree. I don't think it is worth it. Probably not so much for the money, but more so from a point of view that there's so much negativity around it that it is more likely to harm your brand than it is likely to help your brand. And yes, if your post does not get traction in the 1 hour, it's less likely to get traction later, unless, okay, you have content which somebody picks up, some influencer picks up, say 2 days later or 5 hours later, and then it goes viral. The chances are less. But if you are able to get your content going viral in the first 1 hour, it's brilliant. But do not delete it. It is going to happen. It is not going to happen that all your content will get accepted, go viral. The trick is consistently. Don't delete, don't repost. You can repost it later, but not like it immediately, day after, or use maybe a time like a month or so, etc. How to connect with you personally? My email ID is going to be there in the PPT that is there. Please feel free to reach out to me. What I can also do is I can put my email ID here in the chat. Okay. Do say, I uh, can I take maybe one or two more questions? I think, what time is it? 5:15, no? Okay.
Yeah, you can take a couple minutes.
Say we have basic website and social media handle, if the budget for digital marketing, including HR, per month. Oh, you can do a lot with 25,000 per month. In this budget, what can we do? Depends on what you want to achieve, Smita. You know, who is your audience? What do you want to achieve? It depends on that. But 25,000 a month is good budget. Don't be disheartened by the fact that you have only 25,000. With 25,000 you can have you can do some of the things yourself, and maybe you can hire a freelancer. But I would say it's a good budget. Don't worry about it. Do social media platform campaigns reach CXO decision makers? Depends on what CXO decision makers. Bipin, I will suggest, if you want to reach out to CXOs, go on LinkedIn. There's no other platform. Twitter, yes, but Twitter, the number of audiences, the number of CXOs who are there is less, and the number who's active is even much lesser. But CXOs you want to reach out to, LinkedIn is the only platform. Say LinkedIn, you may not be able to utilize a lead campaign because the cost of lead is very high. But on an ongoing basis, once a month, maybe twice a month, what you can do is you can use post promotion as an option, which will push your brand, which will push your social media handle, which will push your company page. I have seen a lot of people create a LinkedIn profile I will recommend, please do not create LinkedIn profile for companies. There is an option of corporate page. Please create corporate page. Profile should be personal profile. Yeah. Okay. We are looking for collection partner, shooting sites for brand. Okay. What kind of marketing? This is a little difficult. We want to target sustainability managers for a recycled products, right? Okay. Okay, I think I'll have to wrap it up in a couple of minutes. I have another call. We're looking, I think you will have to look at LinkedIn. Depends on what your budget prasanna is. Sustainability managers, finance heads from branded companies, decision makers, LinkedIn. See, the issue with Facebook, what is happening is that the time spent on Facebook, Insta probably will not be a target audience. The time spent on Facebook is going down dramatically. So you will not find. Second, and the most critical thing is, if you're looking job designation based, okay, for example, sustainability managers, you're looking at ESG heads, you're looking at finance heads, you're looking at purchase managers, only LinkedIn will be able to offer you. And again, you don't need to have expensive lead generation campaigns. You can have conversation ads on LinkedIn. They're much more cost effective. You can communicate a lot. I will recommend go on LinkedIn marketing campaigns, spend some time there. These are very simple tools. Once you get a hang of it, they're not difficult at all. It will be very easy to utilize it. Just consistently try and see. You look at YouTube videos, you'll find it very easy. Even they have their own self-help videos. What is the best platform to reach parents for maths activities? Maths activities, I think Facebook and Insta. Yeah. Facebook and Instagram are the only two options. You will not find them anywhere else right now. But Insta, I'm assuming, will be a better option because Facebook and Insta are from the same company. Most often, when you go to Facebook or Meta Ads now, it's called Meta Ads, they will help you create campaign for both. So once you define your audience, whether it is on Facebook or Insta, it will showcase your ad. Unless you decide that no, I don't want any Facebook ads, you can choose the platform only Instagram. But once you define your audience, it will showcase your ad on both the platforms.
So if there are any further questions, they could be mailed to you later on.
Yes, please.
So thank you once again for this very informative session, and I'm sure our audience found it very useful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our next session is going to be on 25th April. Please note the time, 4:30 to 5:30, and the topic is only negotiations by Sept. Thank you.